One love, family. Jesse Tree here. Hope you're having a beautiful day. I'm here in the kitchen because tonight I'm going to prepare my first ever dosage of Aminita Muscaria for microdose. And I wanted to share a little bit of information about this mushroom. It's very misunderstood. This is a wonderful helper mushroom here. Our family has been eating them as a culinary mushroom all summer long, and there's a way you can prepare them as a culinary mushroom, and that's just to take a fresh mushroom. This is a dried one, got it cracker dry on purpose for the microdose. I'll tell you about that in a second, but you just boil it in 2 changes of water for 20 minutes, and this destroys the ibotanic acid and muscimol. So to frame how important this mushroom is for the human family, people have been using it for about 35,000 years. That's a very long time. It possibly has been alluded to by many researchers as being the soma from the Rig Veda, from the Hindu tradition, as manna from heaven, something that is a bliss bestowing mushroom. I can tell you that culinary, when we prepare it that way, it's very good. I've been doing my liquid all this time, but I've tasted little bites. Just to be transparent and clear. Making all these mushrooms for people, for my family. I want to make sure they're safe. And they're very tasty. They're very good mushrooms. Maybe one of my favorite after having foraged mushrooms for nearly 40 years. It's up there pretty close to the top with like hedgehog mushrooms and chanterelles and porcinis and lobster mushrooms in my view. So it has that hidden potential. Should be said that the ibotanic acid and the muscimol are not toxic. That is a misnomer. People are always labeling them as this is a toxic mushroom. It can cause problems if you don't prepare it rightly or if you use the wrong dosage. Because fresh, it's going to have more ibotanic acid that can lead to things like seizures, or cyclic movements that you can't stop repetitively. And Paul Stamets had an experience like that on the Pantherina Amanita. The other Amanitas in the same family have amatoxin, and that will cause liver and renal failure and is very poisonous. So it's very important that you identify this mushroom properly, but it's very easy to identify. This is the Mario mushroom, right? This is on everybody's Christmas trees. The other side is the muscimol, and the muscimol is a gamma agonist, and so it's kind of on the same level as like benzodiazepine or alcohol or Xans. So the thing of it is that it's anti-anxietic. So people who are having lots of anxieties, this can really calm you down. And if you prepare it properly, I've been getting all this information from a lady named Amanita Dreamer. She's on YouTube. You also can check her out on amanita.net. She's vetted all the science. She has all the research there. She's very intelligent and very clear about this. So the way you manipulate the mushroom for microdose usage is you decarboxylate. So that's what I've done with these. I ordered these ones. These ones I harvested wild and sun-dried or dry in dehydrator or oven at low temperature between like 120 or 90 and like 160. You don't want to go much more than that because then you start to destroy the medicine in it. So you want to use a mix of small and large caps and middle size, because they can vary greatly, as much as 600% in the content of the muscimol. And then you decarboxylate it this with drying, and then you make a tea, which further decarboxylates. The drying does about 20 or 30%, and the tea does about 30%. That gets you right in the mid-range, just about, where it's about half and half ibotanic acid and muscimol. And then you do a really small dose. And this just gives you, at the beginning, as I understand of the experience, you feel just more lucid, you feel like you want to work, you feel creative, and then on the other, as you start to move into the muscimol part of the experience, you just get relaxed and dreamy. And she suggests microdosing and macrodosing. I have not been called to macrodosing with psychedelics for some time, but I do like to appreciate microdosing with psilocybin. It's been shown to lead to, flow states, that it regrows nerves and neurons, that it's, good for a host of ailments, sort of psychological, and I feel pretty good and happy. But that's part of this experience that I'm chasing with the dry fasting and the meditation and the qigong and the sun gazing, is essentially feeling so good. That's what the Taoist adepts talk about. It's so good that you don't need anything, in your life. You're not a hungry ghost anymore. You're contented, And so these things can be helpful allies on this path. So I'm going to prepare this of 15 grams of cracker dry mushroom in 150 milliliters of water. You boil it for half an hour, and then you want to add water to kind of maintain that level. And you don't want to hard boil it, you want a soft simmer after you bring it to boil. And then I'll drain it off and store it in ice cube trays in quarter increments or 1/6 increments of that 1 cup of tea. And I'll start with that, or even half of a dose of one of those that I'll put in the freezer and keep handy and start to experiment with. So just wanted to bring a little light about this. Today is day 110 of dry fasting every day. I'm about to bust into my dinner here, which tonight is going to be cantaloupe juice from this awesome cantaloupe from this farmer that I met the other day. I'm going to start, of course, with my red ginseng, waiting for my white American ginseng to come in. Alright, I guess it's with my recent order, but I gotta crack it open. I want to finish the red ginseng. I got Korean power shake here that I'm going to do with my usual spring dragon tea and goji berries and hydrogen water. I got coconut, chocolate, Siberian ginseng, astragalus, and cordyceps drink I made, and a Unity kombucha. So that's the jams for the day. Hope you got some information from this. Go check out Aminita Dreamer. If you're dealing with high anxiety, or you're dealing with things like addictions, especially to things like alcohol or benzos, this lady saved her life. She was hooked on benzos for like 5 years, trying to deal with anxiety that was just completely wrecking her life. She was completely unable to function, and she saved herself through the use of this mushroom, and she is sharing the wonderful benefits that people can have. It can help if you're alcoholic, can help if you're if you have they say like neurological issues, and it's an anti-inflammatory. She believes it's an adaptogen. So that's all my jams. But all right, my family, wholeness and balance. Be well.